Google Ads broad match keywords tend to be a topic of much contention. So let's talk about how broad match keywords work, when you want to use them, when you might want to avoid using them, and all that great stuff. So first of all, if you're in your Google Ads account and you go over to campaigns, and then you come over to audiences, keywords, and content, and go to search keywords, this is where you're going to find your keywords. You can go by campaign. You can select a campaign up here and just see the keywords for a given campaign. We're only looking at one campaign here already, which you can see here. And there's different match types showing up, and match types help control which searches on Google can trigger your ad, according to Google itself. And there's three different types. There's exact match, phrase match, and broad match, with broad match being the most broad, pretty obvious in the name itself, phrase match being less broad or more tightly targeting, and exact match being the tightest matching. So if we look at broad match, if somebody does a search for, or if our keyword is low carb diet plan, then our ads might show up for things like carb-free foods, low carb diets, Mediterranean diet books, how to cut carbs for beginners, carb-free meals. It's really broad, right? Some of these are just like very narrowly related. So that's why I recommend you be really careful with broad match. The thing is, if you go to add a new keyword, normally when you add a keyword, you're just going to type the keyword in like this, right? By default, that's broad match. Phrase match, you actually have to put parentheses around it. And exact match, you got to put brackets around it. So by default, when people add keywords in, they're normally adding broad match keywords and they don't really even realize what they're doing. They're opening themselves up to getting clicks on all sorts of random keywords that might or might not be closely related to this term that they're actually trying to advertise for. Whereas if you use something like exact match and you put something like shoes for men, your ads are only going to show up when somebody does a search for like shoes men, men's shoes, men's shoe, shoes for a man. It's like synonyms, right? It's stuff that's very, very closely related to what your keyword is. It is not going to show up for like shoes for boys or men's tennis shoes. It's basically going to be things that are very similar and usually contain the terms that are in your keyword phrase here, right? And then phrase match is kind of in the middle. So if you're going after tennis shoes, it'd be like shoes for tennis, buy tennis shoes, or red tennis shoes, comfortable tennis shoes. So it's going to be stuff like pretty closely related to the topic that you're advertising for. So it's really important for you to know that if you're not already aware of how that works. Understanding what match types do for your actual keyword targeting can help prevent you from wasting a bunch of money on keywords that might not be relevant. Now, let's say you're advertising on some keywords here and you want to kind of see like how's it going. You would want to go over to Insights and Reports here and go over to Search Terms. When you open up the Search Terms report, we will see that there are search terms here and then keywords over here. So as I was saying before, the keyword can cause your ads to show for other variations that are not exactly the same as your keyword. And that's exactly what's happening here. Like this first keyword, custom closets Phoenix, that's actually matching up with the keyword, so that's a little bit different. But for this one, this is a broad match keyword, Phoenix closets. That was causing us to get clicks from this keyword, California Closets Phoenix. California Closets is a company based in Phoenix. I guess maybe they have multiple locations, but we were getting clicks from people who are looking for our competitor. And that tends to not be the highest quality traffic because, they may already have hired that company. That company did some work and now they're calling to complain about some issue with, the work that company did. And now they're clicking on our ad and talking to our sales rep, and our sales rep's like, we don't even have you in our system. What are you even talking about? We've never done work for you before. And they're like, well, this is California Closets, right? We're like, no. So that's wasting our budget, right? We have this broad match keyword, which is causing us to get clicks on something that's not even related to what we offer. well, it is related, but it's not going to drive sales. So what we've done here is we've highlighted this, clicked add as negative keyword. I like to do this at the campaign level. Click save, which isn't going to do anything because we've already added it as a negative keyword. And that's going to show this as excluded. And that's going to prevent us from getting clicks on people who search for this keyword. Now, it does matter which match type we use here. You can see it's going exact match to begin with. That's usually how I'll do it, unless I want to exclude like all variations of it. So like anyone that searches for this company, California Closets, or anything related to it, that would be targeted by this variation, the phrase match of this here. So you can do that too. You can prevent people searching for stuff, relating to your competitors or different topics like that. But that's kind of like the bread and butter of utilizing broad match terms. Now, if you do want to use broad match, typically you're going to want to do that when your bid strategy is, when you're using something like target CPA or target return on ad spend. If you're not familiar with what those are, I have videos on my channel that will walk you through how all that works. But when you start to get up into those more advanced bid strategies, Google's now set up so that broad match will start to expand your keyword targeting as long as it continues to get you similar results in terms of your target cost per acquisition or your target return on ad spend. So that can be really beneficial, but typically broad match is not something that we're using until we get into the later stages of running an ads campaign. But anyways, I hope you found that helpful. If there's anything you did have questions about in terms of Google Ads broad match keywords or anything like that, don't hesitate to reach out. Just drop your questions in the comment section down below, and I'll be sure to get back to them there.
Look, if you're the type of person that just doesn't even want to deal with Google Ads anymore, then you can always reach out to me. My company is Missoula SEO Geek. I'll leave a link to my website down below, but we do manage Google Ads for different companies in different industries, and you can come learn about what we do, what makes us unique. You can even read some of the testimonials from some businesses that we've taken from 0 to over $1 million in revenue, like this one here. And really just see that, this is the type of thing that's going to explode your business growth. So feel free to reach out. You can always give us a call or contact us through our website, and look forward to working with you.